Hi there, YouTube. Let me just steady my camera. Hold on. Just bear with me a second. I think that's okay. Right, anyway. I've stumbled across two channels that's really shocked me. It's still shaking, so I'm not really happy with this. Hold on. If I wedge this in a bit better. Right, I've stumbled across two channels that's really surprised me. And it's enlightened me in a experience. I would say subculture, not really. I wouldn't say subculture, but it's a sub experience that I was aware of, but not on a scale of how it actually does exist. Now, the two channels I have in mind is LLB, which means Looks Live Bite Size, run by a guy called Face and LMS. And then the other channel is run by a guy called Heed and Succeed. And they talk about their experience of guys who struggle to get dates or get laid. And yes, we're all aware of people who struggle to get dates, and including females, but not on the scale of what these guys talk about. And it was a real eye-opener, and it really enlightened me to their plight. And I came across terminology that I've never heard before. All right, for starters, on the LLB channel, they talk about incels, which means involuntary celibate. This more applies to a man, really, than a woman, because a woman, for the most part, can't really be an incel. And I'll come to that in a second. And they have terminology on the LLB channel, terms like a Chad, not chav, not in the UK meaning for a working class person. Chad, C-H-A-D, Chad, which refers to a good-looking white guy, or a white guy who was successful in getting dates. Excuse the terminology, pussy slayer. So a white guy who's got game, natural game, yeah, comes naturally, associated with his good looks. Then the black version of that, the black equivalent, would be a Tyrone. The Asian equivalent of that, Asian as in UK Asian, South Asian, like i.e. India, Bangladesh, or the Middle East, an Abdul. And the American Asian, Far East, a Chang. So a Chang, Abdul, Tyrone, and a Chad are good-looking guys who have no problem getting women as such. Based 90% of it based on their looks. Yes, you have variables like status, such as money and celebrity, but 90% of the time is down to the looks. Okay, and the other channel, He Don't Succeed, is one guy, and he's talking about his plight with the dating scene. Now, why it really surprised me is most of us, when we think of someone who struggles to get a date, we're thinking in terms of the average guy or the average person's experience. Someone who struggles to get date in our world, the world of the averages, us average people, is someone who, I haven't had a date for a long time. I haven't had a date. I got laid last year, but I haven't been laid this year. That is not the scale of what an incel is talking about. An incel is someone who either haven't had a date ever in his life, or hasn't had a date for something like 10 years. I mean, one guy, he's 45 years old and he's given up chasing women for the last 5 years. He just has prostitutes. I mean, we're talking about guys who's tried everything and they can't. And the point I'm making is they've been sold stuff like the usual rhetoric. All you need is confidence, wear the right aftershave, and looks is not that important to women. And by their experience, that's bullshit. Because on the LLB channel, they show you actual footage of where a good looking guy goes to approach a woman and he makes minimum effort and he gets maximum results. They show a guy who's not very good looking try the same thing and he's blanked because of his looks. Or they give examples of dating sites where they've put a male model as the profile and is inundated with messages, and they've put a guy who's below average looks, got an amazing profile in writing, nothing. So the point I'm getting at, I've come across other dating channels where guys give advice to men and they use the usual rhetoric, oh, you know, all you need is confidence and yet, which is true if you're an average looking guy, or even if you're slightly below average guy. This apply, but the point I'm getting at, we're caught up in our standards and our world, but we don't take into consideration a world that we're not familiar with. And some of us are very guilty of having this arrogant attitude of, well, because it hasn't happened to me, it hasn't happened to nobody else. You know, we use our experience as a reflection of other people's experience, which is really arrogant and really stupid. For example, I've come across a white woman who's tried to educate me about my experience as a black person on the receiving end of racism. She's tried to tell me that it is not as bad as she's trying to tell me that my experiences is not as bad as I make it out to be. And she's white with blonde hair. And it'd be like me trying to tell a woman who's got period pains that her period pain is not as bad as she's making it out to be. How would I know what her period pains are like? You know, or a woman who gives childbirth. I can't tell a woman about her experience giving childbirth. I have to listen to what she's got to say. So the point is the same. If a guy tells you his plight about his dating experience, you know, we have to listen to him. We can't tell him what his experience is. And I tell you, if you haven't seen the LLB channel, I would say, you know, if you're an average looking guy, it doesn't matter where you, what your status is. Really watch this channel. It really enlighten you. It really it'll open your eyes up to things that you don't really think about. And now, really coming back to the female business, the female equivalent, why a woman can't be an incel is because women have more choices than men, regardless of her sexual market value. It's just that way. I'm not going to kind of go into it too much. I don't want this video to be too long. Because I'm paranoid of waffling, so I don't really want to do that. So the best thing I'm going to say to you is, you look at, let's say, take Plenty of Fish. If a woman puts her profile up, the messages that she would get would outstrip a man's messages that he would receive by a long shot. What a woman would receive in a week would take the average man months to achieve in the amount of messages. So that's all I've got to say in terms of the female equivalent. But anyway, if you're an incel and you're watching this, my heart goes out to you. I don't know what I can do to help you, but I would love to be able to help you. So if there's any way I can help you out, guys, don't hesitate to message me. Like I said, I don't know what I can do to help, but I'm willing to help you in any which way I can. So the invitation's there. My door is open for you. If you want any advice on anything, any way I can help you, don't hesitate to ask me. But like I said, I don't profess to be some expert, but you know, my hand of invitation and help is extended to you guys. And you know, I wish it wasn't so for you guys. I wish life was better for you guys. I really do, and I say that from the bottom of my heart. You know, and like I said, whatever I can do to help you guys, you know, my offer is there, my invitation is there. Other from that, God bless you all, and thanks for watching my video. Thank you. I'm going to switch my phone off right now, so excuse the unprofessional way of doing this. Here we go.